being with us again for another episode of Pick and Roll with the Presley Bros. Can't thank you enough for tuning in to our videos and the clips that we've been making. And we really appreciate the support. For anybody who's been watching, anybody who's been tuning in, we really appreciate it. Seriously. And we're excited to do this. We love talking basketball. So
Yeah.
it's another late night episode. I apologize. My schedule is just so busy. Had a sick kid today and she was with me. So weren't able to do it this morning. But Dalton, how was your weekend, son?
Oh, it was real good. Full slate of college basketball, full slate of college football. Doesn't really get much
Nice.
better. It doesn't really get much better than that for me.
Except for us
So,
as Bama fans, got
oh,
absolutely smoked.
yeah,
Hey, still made the playoff. Eat it, Notre Dame.
yeah.
So
I predicted that game correctly. I had a feeling Georgia would win. I just didn't see
you
Bama
have a
getting
feeling
it
they're going to
done.
smoke them.
No, I did not.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I knew they. I had a feeling they would win though.
Yeah. Talk about getting smoked. We're going to look at Kentucky getting smoked by Gonzaga here in a few minutes. But
Oh yeah,
um,
nothing new.
yeah, nothing new. There really was like I mean, some of this is easily the best weekend in college basketball so far. I know there's not a huge sample size here, but it may be one of the best of the entire year just with the matchups that we had. It was insane.
Yeah, it was so good.
Duke at Michigan State, Iowa State at Purdue. You even had like games that were interesting, didn't turn out great, like Auburn at Arizona,
Illinois versus Tennessee.
Illinois and Tennessee. So out of all these games of the weekend, Dalton, what was kind of what's the game you want to recap, I guess, the most?
The one that it really interests me the most is the Duke versus Michigan State game.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it came down to the wire.
Awesome game.
The game was just back and forth the whole entire time. In the second half, okay, well, I thought I had it right here, but I think I had like the lead changes and like the biggest lead, but I don't
It
think
was
I have it
insane.
anymore. But the lead was back and forth. I think the biggest lead, if I remember correctly, was 6 points the whole game.
Yeah,
So
it was close.
it was a really back and forth game. We both predicted Michigan State to win. Honestly, I really do think that they're the better team. That's probably a hot take. I really do. But you know what? You got to give it to Duke. They fought hard. They played well. Cameron Boozer only had 2 points at the end of the first half,
And then he
but
finished with like a million.
finished with 18 because he had
Yeah.
16 in the second half.
Yeah, he went off.
But that's a bad game. That's a bad
Yeah,
game for Cameron
it's
Boozer.
an average game for him.
Yeah.
So far this season. He's been awesome, man.
But here it is. The teams traded the lead 9 times and were tied 4 times in the second half. I couldn't see it, but I see it right here. Isaiah Evans, he gave the Blue Devils a 55-53 lead. And then Jeremy Fears, tied it with a pair of free throws. But here's where the game changed. Boozer went down, hit some free throws, and then they ran like the same exact play they ran against Florida for Isaiah Evans, and Jeremy Fears fouled Isaiah Evans on a 3, and that was the game right there. He went on to make all 3 free throws, and the score was 60-55 with like a minute and a half to go.
It maybe would have lost though.
Yeah. I'm not saying they couldn't. I'm not saying they were going to win if they didn't, but like that really was the nail in the coffin. My biggest takeaway though was Jeremy Fears.
He was so bad from the field.
Finished with 6 points, all from the free throw line. 0 for 10 on the night. Now you can say he did have. You can say, oh wow, he had 13 assists. That's great. That's awesome. But you can't not have a field goal if you're going to beat a team like Duke. Yeah. From one of your best players.
Right.
So that was the biggest thing, I think, because I mean he just scores his average, they win.
Yeah.
But everyone has off nights. Unfortunately, it wasn't his night. The threes also were not falling for either team. Duke shot 31%. Michigan State shot 36%. So, yeah.
I didn't realize it was that bad.
Jackson Colder was the only starter to make a 3.
Dude, he was going off in that first half. Like he was hitting everything, man. I didn't even know he had a shot like that.
He went 4 for 6, but the starting 5 went 4 for 14. He made all 4.
Oh,
yeah.
So you can't have that.
Yeah, you just can't.
No, there was somebody else hit a 3 for Michigan State.
They did. I'm talking about just the starters went 4 for 14.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there were some other ones, but just the starters went 4 for 14, and
Like,
Nick
Fears, he's been really good this season, but,
yeah.
like, that game, he could not hit anything, and there were some shots, like,
Mm,
floaters and mid-range shots that, he would normally make and just could not hit them, and part of that has to be you have to give credit to Duke's defense,
yeah.
but part of that is he just probably had just an off game, still facilitated well, like you
Mhm.
said. Um, this was a I love this type of game. I gotta give it to Duke, man, like, for
Oh,
scheduling
yeah.
this game and playing at Michigan State. Um,
They're
Michigan State's generally pretty good, but they haven't been, like, great recently, but they're good this year, and I love these home court atmosphere games, and, man, their
mhm.
crowd was in it. They were excited. I really wanted to see Michigan State pull this one out, but, man, I've gotta give my hat off to Duke. I mean,
Yeah,
like, they I've been kinda critical of them and just thinking that they're gonna, at some point, fumble the bag and, like, lose a game but just because of their youth, but, man, they just keep stepping up and winning these games. They've got an impressive resume already, winning a lot of big games. They beat Florida and Michigan State in their last 2 games or last
yeah.
3 games. Um, they are really they've really, really impressed me.
Mhm.
Didn't think Cameron Boozer would be this good. I knew he was gonna be good, but this good? Like, this dude is
Yeah.
an animal.
Yeah, I did
Um,
not think it either.
so you gotta give it to him. There was good defensive play in this game. It wasn't a high scoring game, and
No.
you expect that from a Michigan State game, and Duke's
Yeah.
can be good defensively. Um, Michigan State just they fought, and, like, I think
Mhm.
that we said before this game, we're gonna learn what about both of these teams a lot, and I think we can definitively say these are easily top 5, top 10 caliber teams.
Yeah,
Even
100%.
even with Michigan State losing, like, they competed, they had they had shots to win the game
Mhm.
and, ultimately didn't, but they could have.
Yeah.
Um, and I just, I think this is a great testament to Tom Izzo, again, what he's doing with this team, with the group he's got,
Yeah.
'cause I don't think there is one player on their team that could even come close to Cameron Boozer,
Yeah. Oh, no.
like, and for that matter, some other guys on their team, but
You I don't know what kind of stars they are. I need to go look and maybe do it and like we can talk about it next video or next live stream. But I would not be surprised if there are no 5 stars in that starting 5
yeah,
because there might be there might be one, but none of those guys are just like wow, they're so good.
yeah, yeah.
Like their best player is Jackson Kohler, and he looks like a plumber. I mean,
Okay, I've never heard
nothing
that
against
one,
him.
but
Nothing against him. That's just something that popped in my head. But if you go to look at the team stats, there really wasn't a big disparity between any of them. The
yeah,
biggest one was the fast break points. Michigan State 17-6, and you kind of look
Michigan
at that
State won the fast break points?
seventeen to
Wow, but
six,
still lost the game.
and still lost. I'm saying you look at that, and you're like, man, they. You look at that stat, and you're kind of
What
like,
was
well,
the
they
3
played.
points though? What was the how many makes did Duke have?
I don't have that down right here. I would have to go
Hold on.
look. I just have 31%. Let me go look real quick for you.
I should have had this pulled up. That's on me.
9 of 29 for Duke and 8 of 22 for Michigan
Okay, so
State.
I'm kinda shocked Michigan State had that many.
Yeah, their bench helped them out a little bit, uh, but their starting 5, like I said, Jackson Kohler was the only one to make a 3 from their starting 5. But you gotta have a better performance overall from Jeremy Fears, who I would say is probably their second best player
Yeah.
behind Jackson Kohler. Carson Cooper, he had a great game.
Yeah,
He
dude, he
16 and 16.
talk about
16
a
points, 16
plumber.
rebounds.
I Yeah, talk about a plumber, like,
Yeah.
that's the guy. Um, yeah, he played really well, he did, but man, Cameron Boozer, he took it over in the second half. They
He
could
did.
not stop him, man, and
Yeah.
he was just and, Foster hit a huge 3,
Mhm.
at the end close to the end of the game that really kinda,
Yeah.
gave some separation there, because it was neck and neck, back and forth. That was a really that's a high level basketball game. That's like a Final
Yeah.
Four type game right there, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've heard it over and over again this season, but, like, it's just been true that a lot of these games feel like March Madness.
Yeah.
Like, there's just something about the atmosphere, something about the talent and the, like, we want to win. Like, we're here to play and we wanna win. That feels like March Madness and all these games, but this game was probably one of the best games so far of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, that was I mean, this is a really, really good game. Again, I just gotta give it to Duke. I can't
Yeah,
stand Duke, but gotta give it to them for winning these games and going on the road in a hostile environment, and you still pull it out. But
yeah.
again, I'm encouraged by Michigan State. You know, this is a really good team, and I would not be shocked if they met again sometime if Michigan State beat them. Like,
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I think it was a few years ago, Michigan State knocked them out of the tournament when they had, like, Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett.
I
Pretty
think you
sure
might
it
I
was
think you're
Michigan
right.
State. They just somehow always have, or not always, but Tom Izzo just seems to get these teams that don't have, like, the greatest talent, but, like, he gets them to play hard and, like, play together, and they're good, but lost the game. Still a really good team. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
go
anything
ahead.
else about that game,
No, I
Scrub?
don't have anything else. I was just gonna move on to the next game. I assume you wanna talk about Iowa State versus Purdue.
Let's go, baby. Who picked
Yeah,
Iowa State, Dalton?
you called that.
Let's go,
Yeah,
dude.
I I guess this is karma. I said at the end of the video, I was smacking Tucker in picks, and he whooped me on Friday and Saturday,
Yeah, I did.
overall. I think I went 2 for what, 5 or
I
2 for 6? I
I
can't
don't know.
remember.
We need to tally this. We need to tally all of them up, but, like, I
Yeah.
beat you by at least 2 games.
Oh, yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, I picked Iowa State and Illinois. You picked Purdue and Tennessee.
Yes.
So, wrong.
Yeah.
Um, dude, listen. I said Iowa State was my dark horse team. Nobody was talking about them, but this team looks legit, dude. Like,
Oh,
I'm talking about, like, Final Four championship level good. If you go and win at Purdue, a 1-point win at Purdue is an elite win. If
yeah.
you skull drag them by, like, what was I don't even know the final score. It was like
Final score
30,
was 81-58.
81 to 58, and honestly, it wasn't even that close in the second half, dude. Like, they obliterated them. Obliterated them. They looked like the better team in every single way. Like, Purdue just they look completely outmatched, outmanned. They did not know what to do with the Momcilovic dude. They had
Yeah.
no clue what to do with him. He was hitting Dirk Nowitzki type shots, which if you're doing that, there's nothing you can do. But, like, I I don't know. Like, I was watching more of the Michigan State Duke game. They were on at the same time, but I was just because that game was such a blowout. But the parts I was watching, why do you look so mad, Dalton?
Sorry, I'm searching, and I'm just like,
Yeah. Okay.
sitting here. Sorry, my bad. I'm searching for something.
But I was, when I flipped it to this game, it just like I don't want to say like Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer looked bad, but like it just I don't know. It
No,
just
they
didn't look
looked
like they
bad.
could what?
They looked bad. When you hear this, when I give you these stats, you're gonna say, "Oh, they played really bad."
But I mean, I don't even care about the stats. I just mean like in the game, they looked like smaller. They looked like they discombobulated, Mark Pope,
Yeah,
and they just looked, I don't know, out of sorts. And credit to Iowa State, but like, dude, you killed the number one team in the country. I
yeah,
mean, killed them.
yeah. You gotta think that this is probably the best win in the country now,
It's got to
so
be one of
far,
them.
because you
Arizona
go
over UConn or this one.
yeah, you go to Purdue, number 1 Purdue, and just wax them. Almost by 30, and honestly, it probably could have been by 30.
It definitely could have.
But I predicted Purdue because I really thought that it would be too much. Like the big men would be too much. But Trey Kaufman Wren and Fletcher Lawyer, I know Fletcher Lawyer's not a big man. They combined for 9 points on 3 of 16. Both of them.
Against Bama, dude, Fletcher or Trey Coffin-Ren was like 16 of 16.
Yeah. And like besides Momcilovic, no one really went off. He had 20, but the next highest scorer was Killian Toure with 13. But the 3-point percentage was the big
Dude,
difference.
they were hitting. They
Iowa
were
State, 11 of 23, 48%. Purdue, 4 of 18, 22%.
yikes.
Uh,
Yikes.
you got to said it best, but I think Iowa State is looking like a scary team, and I think they put the whole entire NCAA on notice with that win.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tip my hat to you. Good call there.
I
So,
just like now to be honest, man, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I knew this was gonna happen, but like
oh yeah,
they I do think that they're a really, really good team. I didn't think they were gonna be this good. I mean, I cannot put into words how impressive this win is. Again,
oh
winning just one by 1 point at Purdue is a huge
yeah,
success, and they just absolutely obliterated them. I
hmm
mean, the crowd was out of it, and, like, this is one of the toughest places to play, but man, they hit some huge shots, got the crowd out of it. And I know you said, Momcilovic had 20, but they did have 3 starters or 4 starters in double figures.
yeah,
And Tamin
yeah.
Lipsey was right there with 9, and man, he's not gonna, like, wow you, but he's just a solid player. I mean, he had 9, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. He just kinda
How
touches
many
the game
turnovers
in
did he
every
have too?
way. What?
He probably didn't have that many turnovers either. How many were there?
Turnovers?
Yeah,
0.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, like,
He just really takes care of the ball.
he is a really good, point guard. Joshua Jefferson, we've talked about him. He's really good.
I would say in my opinion, he's probably their best player or their most important player, even better than
Who,
Momcilovic.
Tamin Lipsey?
No, Joshua Jefferson. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
Joshua Jefferson is their most important player.
Yeah, probably. He's
Yeah,
definitely one of them.
yeah.
But, I mean,
Or
you
maybe
look at
Lipsy.
Purdue, their high scorer was,
11,
11,
Braden Smith.
Braden Smith, and, like,
Yeah,
he did not play well.
no.
Um, Fletcher Lawyer, atrocious.
Yeah,
Really, really bad in this game. But, man, you just got dominated.
yep.
Just flat out dominated. And I'll be honest, I look at this Purdue team. They're You don't have a player that you're just like, "Go get a bucket." Like, as good as Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith are, they're not gonna wow you with athleticism. They're not going to, score have these amazing moves off the dribble, and they're, especially Braden Smith's undersized. I just don't know if they have that guy that's like, "Hey, when we're in trouble, get him the ball. He's going to get us a bucket," or you can, pretty much count on it.
Yeah,
Um, you know, uh, and maybe that's a hot take because people would say, "Oh, Braden Smith can do that and whatnot." But I don't know. This Purdue team is not super athletic. They don't have a guy like Zach Edey that you can just give the ball to, and he's going to take care of it for you. Um, I don't know. This is we both had them in our top 5. I certainly would not now.
yeah. Oh, I think
Iowa State will be when
they are. They're number 4, and we're gonna
no, I
react to
just
that.
I meant my top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But,
Uh,
this Purdue team, like, is not like, "Wow, dude, this team is awesome."
yeah.
Like, they don't have any type of athlete like Duke does, for example.
No.
They don't have a player like Cameron Boozer. Um, they don't have, I don't think they have a ton of sharpshooters. I know Fletcher Lawyer is kinda known for his shooting, but, like,
He's really the only one though.
he's not like a guy that when he shoots, I don't know, like, he's not one that I'm just like I would be super worried about, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Um, anyways, give it
Oh,
give it up
we
to Iowa State, man.
yeah, we said it many times. I think every time we talk about Iowa State, that their offense looks way better than
This
it
is it,
has in the
man.
past, but that's on top of their elite defense that they're always known for. So,
Yeah.
like, this is probably what TJ Otzelberger was waiting for, like, waiting for this team to just click offensively
They're
because
going off, dude.
he knows that the defense is gonna be there.
Yeah.
So, 'cause that's his thing. And this team, even though I did not think that they were going to be nearly as good as last year's roster or the year before that, because I just thought they had more talent the last couple of years, this team is looking really, really good. And I would not be surprised at all if we see them in the Final Four come March.
No, me either. If this offense continues at this
Yes.
rate, there is no doubt this is a Final Four team. No doubt. Um, they're going to compete in the Big 12. Even with teams like BYU and Houston and Kansas and all these teams, Iowa State will be right there. They can beat anybody. If you beat Purdue by 25, just about, you can beat anybody.
I agree.
They're all the way up now, Dalton. Can you guess their Ken Palm rating?
Okay, I thought you were going to say AP. I was like, well, I already said it. The Kid Bum rating has to be somewhere similar. Some would say 3.
2.
Oh,
It's Michigan,
wow.
Iowa State. They are 5 offensive rating, 2 defensive rating.
Wow. I'm not sure I would put them above Arizona personally. Not quite yet, in my opinion.
I mean, the
But
metric wise, it says so.
yeah,
Um,
I guess so.
they've got so right now, you've got they destroyed Mississippi State by 16. They beat now this is a close game. They beat St. John's by 1.
Yeah, I predicted St. John's to win that one.
That's their other best besides the Purdue win, the St. John's win. They beat Creighton by 18. Not that impressive. Creighton stinks. They beat Syracuse by 31, which is looking more impressive.
Yeah,
And then you just absolutely obliterate Purdue. And I mean,
that's just bad.
it was just a clinic, man. This
Yeah.
team is going to be really good. I'm looking at their schedule, man. The Big 12. I mean, this is just an insane conference.
Big 12 is so insane this year.
But it looks like their schedule, like they do play Kansas twice. They play Houston once. They play BYU once. They play Texas Tech and Arizona once.
Yeah.
So, um, you know,
But all those teams you just named are going to be in the tournament. Like
100%.
all those teams.
Yeah.
Even Texas Tech, who might be like considered lower pack this year.
They killed LSU.
Whacked LSU.
Destroyed LSU.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah.
Got to give it off. Got to give it to Iowa State. They are a contender, no doubt.
100%.
So, let's look at Illinois and Tennessee real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch this one, but I went back and watched the highlights. Highly, highly entertaining game. And it looks like a big win, like 13 points by Illinois. But, man, it was like back and forth for a while. Now Illinois had the lead for the most part of the game, but like even in the second half, I think, Tennessee had a lead or was right there until like the kind of the close of the second half. Illinois kind of just took it from them. Listen, I'm starting to get to the point. I think we're a little too high on Tennessee.
Yeah, I think I
had
might
them
have
in my
been,
Final Four, and it
yeah.
could still happen because I mean, ridiculous teams make it to the Final Four. But what's worrying me is you're still starting to see shades of this offense is kind of like the normal Tennessee offense.
Yeah.
It's just you've got like one, maybe 2 guys, and like last year, it's Chaz Lanier, and who else was like elite on offense?
Yeah. I mean,
The year
Ja'Kai
before,
Ziegler was solid, but
he
I don't
was
know if I would
not
say
like
elite.
Dalton Connect. Who else?
Yeah.
Chaz Ziegler again, but you're never going to worry about the defense with them, even though I don't think this is as good of a defensive team as those 2 in the past. But
No.
offensively, they still seem a little limited. And it's like, at what point are they going to take the jump, under Rick Barnes?
Yeah.
So,
I was just gonna say the exact same thing, that like Jacoby Gillespie has to get some help. Now he really didn't play that well, even though he had 15. He shot 6 of 20.
yeah, dude, I want to know what you know what? We need to go look that up, what his field goal percentage is. It's got to be in like the 30s.
I'll look real quick.
Like,
it's actually 41.3.
Okay, well that's better than I thought, but
I'm surprised in that as well.
Can you see his 3-point percentage?
Let me see if I can. I'm not sure if I can find that right here or not. 3-point percentage right now is 33.
33. Okay, see, it's gonna be a little bit higher. That's still not as bad as I thought it was, but
yeah. I mean, but he kind of has to shoot the ball because their next best player offensively is Nate Ement, and he had 9, went 4 of 14, shooting 37% overall, shooting 28% from 3. So
He has been very underwhelming,
yeah,
these last like, there are some elite freshmen, Dibansa, Boozer, and others. And Ament would, be in this group of really good freshmen, but he is the least impressive to me so far out of that, like elite group of
yeah.
freshmen. Darren Peterson even and Mikel Brown from Louisville. I think Nate Ament is behind those guys.
I would agree
He's
100%.
just
The only one I would compare with him is Chris Sinak. I think they've been pretty. I think
yeah,
both.
yeah, they've been pretty close.
I would say Chris Sinak has been better, but I would still say that they've both been pretty underwhelming
Well,
so
I was
far.
watching the highlights, and Nate Ament is like a tall, slender guy.
Yes.
He was getting bodied by the Ivisic brother, not Zomnavir, the other Ivisic brother.
Yeah.
He's a little bit thicker. He was
Yeah.
bo
Thomas Love.
yeah, Thomas
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly.
No, that's just a great name. Thomas Love was bodying him, and there's nothing he could do. Like
No.
there's nothing he could do. And offensively, he's athletic for being that tall, but like he just doesn't shoot the ball well. And he just doesn't. I don't know. Something just seems to be missing from his game. I think
Yeah.
if he get a little bit bigger and stronger, that would really help. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, you froze again.
Did I free? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Nobody's gonna be watching
You know
this.
what's crazy is when I
What?
was watching the first time I watched Tennessee play, I think they said he put on 10 or 15 pounds
He
since he's been
needs
at
10 or
Tennessee.
15 more.
Yeah. Well, they had 1, 2, 3, 4 guys score 10, 3 guys score over 15, and
You're talking about Illinois.
Illinois, yeah.
Yeah, dude. They're
Um,
they're
An-
they're elite offensively.
I think Andre Stojakovic is probably one of their better players, and he had his worst game of the season.
At 5.
And he only shot the ball 5 times. He shot the ball that many times
And
in
it's
like 5
weird he
seconds.
only played 21 minutes. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't either.
And the same for Tennessee. Like,
He
why
does love.
huh?
Sorry, I was gonna say the coach. I can't remember the coach's name. Brian Underwood, is that it?
Brad
Brad
Underwood.
Underwood. He loves Hummer House, or however you pronounce his name, Ben Hummer House, or
Hummer, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how to
And
pronounce it. He loves
Hummer's
him.
house, he's not that good. He
No,
played 26
but he
minutes.
loves him. I'm telling you. He really does love him. So,
Well, first of all, we talked about Boswell, Kylan Boswell, and
yeah,
I said that I don't think he's that impressive of a player. I'm flat out wrong about that. He is a good player. And they were talking about it on the broadcast, like pretty much any coach in the country would want a player like him. He's a
yeah,
hard-nosed guy who he's kind of almost like an old-fashioned point guard. Like he's not going to wow you with his 3-point. Like most players today is like have a really nice 3-point shot, and like he's pretty good from 3, but like his name of the game is let me get to the basket and I
yeah,
will bully you there. And I'm gonna get and he had some nice moves though. I was shocked by that getting to the basket. Um, he played 36 minutes.
yeah. Well, he
I mean,
just to give you a little bit of a reference from and this is we have a smaller sample size, obviously, but as of right now from last season, he's up 5 points per game, up 5% on 3-point percentage and field goal percentage. He's at 47% field goal percentage, which I think that's really solid.
that's
Uh,
really good. That's signs of growth. And he started
yeah.
off at Arizona.
Yes. I was wondering. I could not remember where he was. I
He was
knew
at
he was
Arizona,
going
then
to
transferred to
Illinois.
Illinois for last
Yeah.
year. They've got a good team, man. I mean, this is definitely a team that like I think can compete in the Big Ten. They're
Yeah.
not going to win the Big Ten, I don't think, just
No.
because they're one of these teams I can almost see like in the past, like Alabama, like if they're not hitting their 3-point shot, they went 11 of 28. They hit 11 threes.
Nice.
But I think if they run into a team that is if they're struggling from 3, they're going to lose the game.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty heavy 3-point shooting team. But also, if they run into a team like Alabama that beat them, who is equally as good on offense, if not better, I think they're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
Because I don't think their defense is that good. I mean, I think it's okay, but anyways, I think Illinois is gonna compete, but they won't win the Big Ten. Like I don't think they'll beat Michigan, for
Yeah.
example.
And just to give you a little stat here, I didn't even realize this. Tennessee is now on a 3-game losing streak, and
It's gonna be 4.
They have to play Louisville for their next game.
It's gonna
And
be
I
4.
Yeah, I think Louisville will win that game for
Listen,
sure.
we were I was way too high on Tennessee. I
Yeah,
really thought in that Players Era Festival, they beat Houston. They looked really good. I was like, okay, this team and Jacoby Gillespie and Nate Amin, I thought would be the difference, like
yeah,
offensively. And it's not panning out at this point. I still think they're a good team. And like, hey, watch out. I would not want to play them in like a tournament setting. Because you
yeah.
saw if they can beat Houston, they can beat just about anybody.
Mhm.
I don't know. They're just again offensively limited. I think right now. I will say this. Jalen Carey. He transferred in from Vanderbilt, right?
Yeah.
He only played 18 minutes. I don't know why he doesn't get more playing time. He's a good player.
Yeah, that is weird.
I mean, I don't know. I think I
I
would have
like
him in there at least 25 minutes.
I know Cade Phillips only played 18 minutes, but I like Jalen Carey way more than
Way
Cade
more
Phillips.
than Cade Phillips. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
100% agree with that.
So,
Um,
I don't
yeah,
really understand that personally.
I don't either. But again, great win for Illinois. I mean, they
Yeah.
came down to Nashville and beat Tennessee. Again, I think this is a team that can compete in the Big Ten. Like I would say finish like third or fourth in the Big Ten,
Yeah.
you know. They're gonna struggle, in some games. Like their roster is not like you if I look at that starting file, I'm not like, oh my goodness, man, like this is an amazing team. But they've got solid pieces.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, they gotta play Ohio State and Nebraska. Nebraska actually is undefeated. I haven't watched Nebraska all year, but they're undefeated,
yeah.
and they're number 23 now.
Oh, well,
So
we'll see how that goes. Big
maybe
Ten's
they're
usually
pretty
pretty good at
solid.
basketball. So,
Yeah.
okay, last one, Dalton, that we're going to talk about here. We're not going to talk about Auburn. All right, listen, let's actually group these together. Auburn at Arizona and Gonzaga versus Kentucky. Which one was worse in your mind?
I mean, I think it has to be was it Gonzaga at Kentucky
No,
or
it was a neutral site game.
okay, that's what I thought. I think it has to be that one,
I agree,
even though
100%.
like we already knew Arizona was gonna wax Auburn. We already knew that. Like there
I didn't
was
think it
just
was going to be that bad. It was 29 points, Dalton.
I mean you know what's crazy is we said to Hod Pettiford we needed to go off. He had 30 and they still lost by 29.
Oh, poor Auburn, man. Not
Oh
Arizona's good,
man.
though, dude. They're my number one team still.
Uh Keyshawn Hall had his worst game of the season, probably with 13 points, 3 of 11 for shooting. They're just not good. Like this team's just not good. I'm sorry. Auburn is going to be out of the top 25 for the season soon, and will remain out of the top 25. They got to play Purdue in 2 weeks. I'm going to go ahead and count it as a loss, whether it's at Auburn or not.
Well,
Uh,
uh, they didn't move out of the rankings.
Yeah, because they didn't deserve to be moved out of the rankings. I'm just saying they're going to eventually, and they will not hop back in the top 25 because they're just not a good team. Like
I
they
think
will.
Kentucky's worse.
Oh, I would agree with that. I'm just saying, like I would agree, especially what we've seen right now and what we expect from Kentucky. Because like Auburn, they lost everybody but Todd Pettiford. So like you don't expect this team to. We didn't
Yeah.
expect this team to be nearly as good, but I didn't think they would be.
Hey, you got to give it to Arizona. I mean, you got to give it. I don't know why I'm saying you got to give it to Arizona.
They're
Arizona's
good.
a really good team,
They
and you're
are.
playing at Arizona. That is
Yeah.
a really tough game to win. I don't care, who goes in there, but Auburn with a completely different team. They're
Yeah.
clearly not anything close to what they were last year. I mean, you lost Janai Broome, Chad Baker Mazzara, Denver Jones, 3 elite players and more. And yeah, and your coach, Bruce Pearl. You
Yeah.
lose by 31 or whatever it was, 29.
29.
Arizona is
Yep,
really
29.
good. We can move
Yeah.
on because what we really want to talk about is Gonzaga and Kentucky. So, do like
Mm.
what is wrong with Kentucky?
I I'm trying to figure out what it is, and I think I'm gonna go back to something that you said in our last live show, is that no one can make a 3. I mean, they just can't shoot threes. They went 7 of 34. 21%.
34? They're
Seven
jacking these threes, son.
7 of 34. And Gonzaga went 9 of 18. I mean, that's 18 is not that much, but you made 9 of them. So
Wow.
like that just think about that. They shot 18, made 9. Kentucky shot 34, only made 7. Otega Owe probably had his best game of the season, still only had 16 points.
Yeah.
Right?
He's been so underwhelming.
Yeah.
So underwhelming.
Um they are dealing with some injuries. Like Muhammad Diabite didn't play in this game, and I can't remember what's the guy from Arizona State who's transferred
Jaden
in.
Quain. Okay, so let me say this. We've talked about Kentucky multiple times now, and we
Yeah,
have to. You lost by 35 points on a neutral court to Gonzaga. Gonzaga's a good team, no doubt, but you can't be losing by 35. Okay?
yeah.
You can't be like their fans were booing them off the
Oh,
court. They were booing them. I mean, it was ugly. Like DeMarcus Cousins, did you see him come out and say that DeMarcus Cousins came out and said that this team has no heart?
oof.
Like he just roasted them. But let me say this: we failed to mention that there are a couple transfers that have not played yet. Jalen Lowe transferred in, and I'm off the top of my head, I'm forgetting where Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. He transferred in from Pittsburgh. Great player last year. He has had an injury, and I think he did play the other night. Jaden Quaintance is another transfer from Arizona State, I believe it is.
Yes.
And listen, I know Kentucky fans are probably saying, "Oh, just wait till we get these players back. We're going to be fine." No, you're not. Like I don't care if you get these 2 players back. You're still not going to be good. Okay, you're going to
Yeah.
be better with those 2. There's no doubt. I mean, like they're going to make a difference. Jalen Lowe and Jaden Quaintance. They're going to make a difference. But not to the point of like erasing a 35-point loss to Gonzaga
Mhm.
or erasing that just getting whooped by Michigan State on the neutral court,
Yeah.
This team is just not good. They're not good.
No.
And like Otega Owe was supposed to be SEC player of the year. He's not. He will not be. He's not even going to be close to it. He won't even
He
be.
won't Yeah, he won't even be in the conversation.
No, no.
He's also way out of Naismith Player of the Year or the Wooden Award.
Yeah.
He's
Not,
way
yeah.
gone from that. And like what's crazy is you still lost 94 to 59, but outside of Graham Ike and Braden Huff, they had 2 bench players score 11. And so like Graham Ike had 28, Braden Huff had 20. Those guys are great. You expect that from them, but their starters are 5, 6, and 3. So
Well, they could not handle those big guys.
no,
They dominated.
yeah.
Um,
Points in the paint, 46 to 18. Gonzaga. That is disgusting. That's all we can just say. And I'm gonna. Some people might not say it's Mark Pope's fault. I'm gonna give him some flack here.
He's got to be part of it.
Yeah, you can't just blame it on the players. It's not like NBA basketball where the players are doing more of it. In my opinion, that's what I think NBA. Like you're not getting coached like you are in college in the NBA.
Yeah.
So like some of this has to be on Mark Pope. Like you got to switch up the offensive scheme. You got to switch up something. But it's
Well,
like you said last year. They have no shooters. Like I thought Colin Chandler was going to be like an incredible shooter.
no,
He's just not good.
he's not. And that's what Mark Pope wants is an offensive-minded team. This team cannot shoot. They do not. Otega Owe is not known for his three-point shot.
No,
He's just not.
it's horribly looking too.
Yeah, it is a bad-looking shot. Like they do not have. Aberdeen is a good player. He's not like known for his three-point shot. Like even when he's coming off the bench at Florida, he's not like a huge three-point threat. That's what
Yeah.
Mark Pope seemingly wants to do. And I think the defense has to change. Although I'm shocked, dude. I am so shocked by this. Their rating on KenPom and defense is 23. That
There's no way.
I have no clue how that is true because listen to this. In their losses, gave up 96 to Louisville. 83 to Michigan State, who is not known for their offense.
No.
67 North Carolina is good. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, that's fine. Then 94 to Gonzaga. Like, you're averaging giving up in the 80s easily on that,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And it's just I'm guessing the 80s, maybe high
Yeah.
70s, but like their defense is not great. When they play these good teams, they can't shoot. They don't have like Otega Owe was supposed to be that guy. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this is our dude who is gonna go get us a bucket, who's gonna be our leader, and he's just having an underwhelming season. And some players have that happen. Like they have a really good season, expectations are huge the next year, and they just kind of it's like, they're not that great this time around, you know?
Mhm.
Um, and maybe it's just the expectation on them was too much. But again, going down this roster, it's not that impressive. Like
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, okay, they're good players, but not great, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe they were thinking they would get more out of Aberdeen and Diabate.
Yeah.
Well, at Alabama, Diabate, not a shooter, never
No.
was. And that's, he went to another team where like Mark Pope is kind of like wants to do some of the same stuff. And, he's just a hard nosed player and he's just going to get you the rebounds and hard working. He's not really a starter, if that makes sense. He's the guy who needs to come off the bench, give you some really tough minutes. But he's just and he's hurt now, I know, but
Yeah.
I think they're maybe using him a little bit wrong. He's almost like hate to say this, but like a gadget type player. Like
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah, 100%.
you put it
He literally is Dennis Rodman.
yeah, just go in
Yeah.
there and get us some boards and like
Yeah.
fight somebody
Play
or
your
something like that.
play the best play your defense on the best player.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he'll do a good job at that. I'm looking at their schedule all the way until the end of January. This is gonna be a hot take a little bit, but I would not be surprised by just the end of January if they already have 10 losses.
Yeah. No,
It
no, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't
Yeah,
either.
and they might be and by 12/20, which is when they play St. John's, I would not be surprised if they're 6-6 because they get a pass for their next game and hopefully a pass. They beat 3-8 North Carolina Central. Hopefully they will.
Yeah, they're doing that.
If they don't, then you really are like I think let's just say they lose that game. Hypothetically, they lose that game. I'm thinking like Mark Pope's on the hot seat. Like you might be getting fired soon if you lose that game.
Hey, the Kentucky fan base is not going to put up with this type of play. You're 5-4.
No.
You're
Yeah.
5-4. And listen to your wins, Dalton. Listen to these wins. Tennessee Tech, Loyola, Maryland, Eastern Illinois, Valparaiso, and Nichols.
Mm.
Those are your wins. That's it. What's your best win there? Is it Valpo?
Oh,
Is it Loyola, Maryland, Tennessee
I,
Tech? Which one?
I think it's I don't know. I think it's Valparaiso because at least I've heard of him before.
I'm going Nichols, baby. Nichols.
Oh my.
I just like I don't know. I think you're gonna have to start changing your scheme a little bit.
Oh
If you're
yeah.
jacking up 34 threes and your team can't shoot, it may be time for you to change it up a little bit and try
Yeah.
to do something different. Like, I don't know. You're gonna have to run some different type of offense, run some different action,
Yeah.
try to, attack the rim better. I don't know. Like,
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if they beat Indiana.
oh yeah, I wouldn't either, but I wouldn't be shocked if they lost.
I think say I'm gonna pick Indiana
I'm
until this Kentucky team can show me
I think
different.
it's at Kentucky, and so since it's at Kentucky,
Oh,
I think
okay.
I'd pick Kentucky in that game because Indiana has gotten smoked too recently.
Yeah, they're not as good as I think they were looking,
Yeah,
but
I
man,
think it's at Kentucky, so that's
okay. Maybe
I
I
honestly, Indiana could win the game though. I mean, like,
yeah.
Kentucky I don't know. I will say this, man, like, to be honest, I'd never heard of Mark Pope, until, BYU made it to the tournament that year, and did they lose in the first round?
No, BYU went pretty far, I think, and that's why he became
Okay,
a pretty big
well,
name, I think.
anyways, I don't know if he was, like, their number one hire. maybe I'm wrong about that, but like I thought some other names are going to be thrown in there, and then they hired. I know Mark Pope played there. He's a
Yeah.
Kentucky guy, so okay, great, that's cool. But I don't know. Things are not looking good right now, and I get it. You're banged up. You've got some injuries, but hey, some other teams can say that too. Bama, has been missing Jaleel Bethia until this past week. They were missing Keaton Bristow, and other players have sat out, and like they're
Yeah.
still winning games. And there's other teams like that. I do think those guys will make a difference.
Yeah.
I do still think this team can be dangerous if they can get things clicking. Um, and maybe what they need to do is mix up the lineup. Bring
Yeah.
some different guys off the bench. Maybe when those guys get back, Jalen Lowe and Quaintance, it could, kind of free up a different rotation
Mhm.
that could kind of help them because
Yeah.
what they have right now is not working.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, Dalton. I know I've talked a lot here. They could miss the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like if they continue on this trajectory, they will not be in the NCAA tournament.
No, not at
Um,
all.
I
Um,
think I think with 10 losses, like you just said, by the end of January, you're not making the tournament.
no.
Because
And
at that point you'd be missing. I don't know if you'd have enough opportunities to make up the ground to win enough games to have a resume good enough,
yeah.
unless you won the SEC tournament, of course.
Yeah. If they beat Indiana, that'll be their best win, but I don't see them beating St. John's. Who's gonna stop Zuby Ejiofor? They have nobody to stop him, and that's St. John's best player. Uh,
Yeah,
so that is
it's
I think that's
unbelievable
yeah.
how this team has
Who would have ever
started.
who would ever thought you'd see the days where Vanderbilt's better than Kentucky in basketball?
Well, I
Um,
mean,
not
Vanderbilt used to have some really good teams.
yeah, not that I remember.
They did for sure in the like 2000s and whatnot. They had some really really good teams. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah,
We're already at 47 minutes, and I want to go to bed. So,
yeah, me too.
um, let's go with some predictions here. Um, Game predictions coming up. So we're not going to go over all these, but you got Villanova at Michigan is an intriguing matchup.
That could be an
Villanova's
interesting
got
game.
one loss to BYU. Clemson versus BYU. Speaking of BYU, Florida versus UConn. Dude, Florida is in some huge games. Like
Yeah,
they have played a tough schedule. Arizona,
they really
Duke.
have.
Now you're about to play UConn, another loss. And then
Mhm.
Illinois at Ohio State. So out of those games, Dalton, which one stands out to you the most?
Obviously, the one that pops out the most is Florida versus UConn, but I'm actually going to talk about Clemson versus BYU.
Okay.
I want to talk about that game for a second, just because I'm really high on BYU, but Clemson really impressed me when they came to Alabama. I think this game will be really close. I really do. I don't think BYU is going to run away with it. I mean, they struggled with Dayton, and Dayton's not a great team. I think BYU will win. I think they just have too much talent to lose to Clemson, but it's Clemson is a good team again. I don't know what their coach is doing. I don't think that they're just like recruiting tons and tons of
Brad
five
Brownell.
stars. Yeah, I doubt they're just recruiting tons and tons of five stars, but they have been really consistent the last few years.
Yeah, he's had some good teams. He
So
lost in the first round last year to McNeese State, but
yeah,
that was a
yeah.
good team. McNeese State was good.
Oh yeah, that was like everyone picked that upset, so you can't be like super mad about that. BYU is this isn't a big thing, but BYU is 0-1 in one possession games. So maybe it's kind of saying something like if it comes down to the wire that you might get a little worried there with BYU.
I don't know. It's only
Now,
one game.
yeah, BYU averages. This is a big uh, disparity. BYU is averaging 85.3 points per game, which is 18 more points per game than Clemson. So
What are you talking about?
it says right here BYU averages 85.3 points per game, 18.6 more per game than Clemson allows.
Oh, I thought you were saying that they averaged 18 more points than Clemson. I'm like, they
I,
also average 85.
I did say that, but I read it wrong. So my
Like,
bad.
man, what? No,
Yeah.
they both average 8, but I mean defensive wise, that's the same for Clemson. No, they're
Yeah.
holding opponents at 66. Listen, I think BYU is going to win this game and win comfortably.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to predict like 25 or 30, but I don't think Clemson's that good.
I mean,
They were.
yeah.
I know they were down by 20 something against Alabama, and they did crawl back in the game. Alabama was missing 3 players,
That's true.
including 2 of their best players, 2 of their starting point or guards, that is,
Yeah.
and also missing a key player in Keaton Bristow, and Alabama still beat them. So, you know, they were impressive. Don't get me wrong; they were impressive in coming back against Alabama. Um, they've got 2 losses on the season. One was the Georgetown by 5, who just got smoked by North Carolina, Georgetown, that
Yep.
is, and they've lost to Alabama by 6. So, got to give it to them for fighting. I think BYU is going to beat them. I would say somewhere in like the 12 to 15 range. That's my guess. Um, again, we've talked about AJ Dybanza in these moments. Like these are the moments you want to. This is the Jimmy V Classic, by the way.
Yeah,
So
Madison Square Garden.
yeah, these are the moments you want to like shine. And so
Yeah.
I think they're gonna. They got Keba Keita. They've got a really good player in Richie Saunders. I think overall this roster's better. They got better talent,
Yeah.
more continuity even. Because I mean, Clemson's whole like starting 5 is different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just think I don't know. I think BYU is going to win too. I'm not saying that they're not. I think
Yeah,
it's
you
going
are.
to be a closer game than people think. I think Clemson's a better team than you're giving them credit. I know Alabama's beating them by 20, and Alabama's defense isn't that great, but still, you erase a 20-point lead against anybody. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was the way that they fought in that, and they are 25th in Ken Palm.
Yeah.
So their defensive rating's 46, which is not
Yikes.
great. But
Yeah.
Alabama's, has been in the 40s too. They're 47.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
it'd be interesting to see, but I think BYU's got this game in somewhere in like the 12 to 15 range.
Yeah, that probably is right.
I think their offense is just, it's similar to Alabama's, and they want to shoot a lot of threes. They have an NBA style coach, so I think they're going to win this game. But yeah, hats off to Clemson for like fighting in that game against
Yeah.
Alabama.
Florida versus UConn. What do you think? And then maybe after this one we can react to the AP poll.
UConn wins by 30. No, this is also the Jimmy V Classic, and so neutral site game here. Listen, man, I've been really impressed with Connecticut. I really have. I didn't know how good they were going to be. They weren't great last year. Like an okay game. Okay team. But man, they've really, really impressed me this year. They've got a lot of weapons. From the guards with Solo Ball, and Silas Demery, to guys like Terrace Reed, the transfer in, I believe, from Michigan, and Caravan. They've just got a lot of weapons, and they're going to be really well coached. Got a really good defense. So I think that they're just going to be too much for Florida in the end. Although I was really surprised by Florida. Florida's down at like for Ken Palm, by the way. It's Connecticut at 7, Florida's at 14. I was really surprised by Florida how they played at Duke.
Yeah.
And I thought that could have been a blowout, but I think their experience really helped them there. They've got a lot of returning players from a Final Four championship team.
Yeah.
3 of their starters were on that team. So
Yep.
that helped them in that game. But I think in the end, UConn, to me, is more talented. I would take their set of guards over Florida's set of guards.
I would agree with that.
I would take Solo Ball and Silas Demery over Xavier Lee and Boogie Fland, personally.
Yeah, I think most people would. I'm actually going to go the opposite and say Florida gets a big win here. They haven't had that win yet.
And they won't get it.
Almost had it against Duke. I'm not saying they would have won the game if this would have been called. There was like I said last time, a really bad goaltending call that wasn't called. I'm not saying that they would have won, but you just wait, like you hope that they call that game. Now, I will say, Terrace Reed is playing, so maybe that'll probably be a really big difference for UConn. I still think Florida's big men and Thomas Houck will be the difference. Thomas Houck is averaging 18.6, pretty much 19 points a game, seven and a half rebounds a game, and Alex Connor is averaging 15 points a game. So that's that's two really solid guys. And I don't see, do you really think Alex Caravan is going to hold Thomas Houck below his averaging? I just don't see it. I don't think Alex Caravan is like a defensive menace.
No, but I think they're fairly comparable players. Like Alex, if you said, hey, who would you rather have, Alex Caravan or Thomas Houck? I think I would say most people would say Thomas Houck.
Yeah,
but
I would be surprised.
I think there would be a lot who would say, "Oh, no, I would take Alex Caravan." I think they're fairly, close in terms of talent and production.
Yeah.
I'm curious, what'd you say Houck was averaging?
18.6 points per game. Solo ball is averaging the most points per game at 14.6. So, but I will say UConn is holding opponents to 37.4% shooting. If they can do that, obviously they'll probably get the win. I just think
UConn has a better defense.
Yes, they do. They do. I just think Florida, they've had some tough losses. Like Arizona was really close. They lost by 6. The score was not that bad. They lost to TCU, which I kind of think was a fluke, even though we talked about it and said, man, is Florida bad? I don't think they are, because we saw them
not bad.
We saw them only lose to Duke by 1. I mean, we talked about them many times. I'm kind of warming up to them a little bit, especially warming up to Boogie Fland after that Duke performance. But I really see Florida getting a big win tomorrow against UConn.
I think they're going to lose, and I think UConn is a very talented team, and again has a lot of weapons, but is very solid on the defensive end as well.
Yeah.
I do think that their that Florida's big men could pose a threat, to UConn. And I'm looking at the rebounding. Like Florida averages 48 rebounds a game, and UConn averages 37.
Yeah,
so that could be an advantage Florida there. But they share that. It looks like UConn shares the ball better with more assists. I think they have a better defense, so I think they can limit them even more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna pick UConn, especially having Terrace Reed. If Terrace Reed was out, I may go Florida.
Yeah,
just because of how they played against Duke. But since Terrace Reed's back, I'm gonna go with UConn.
I'm gonna rock with the Gators. Chomp on.
Please don't do that.
And John Summerall.
Yeah, John Summerall leaving my team.
Yeah.
We don't have time really to talk. It's all right. We're already at 58 minutes. But Nova at Michigan, that's a really intriguing game. If it was neutral court, I think it'd be even more intriguing since it's at Michigan and the way that they have been playing. I mean, they also obliterated, which this is not saying much. They obliterated Rutgers. I'm trying to look up the score to that.
It was bad. I think they ended up winning by 40, something like that. 30 or 40.
41 points. Listen to this, dude. You beat Rutgers by 41. You beat Gonzaga by 40. You beat Auburn by 30. You beat San Diego State by 40. Those are your last 4 games. Your winning margin is in the 30s. The high 30s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous what this team is doing, or the mid 30s. But again, they just have some head scratchers, Dalton. I just don't understand how you barely beat Wake Forest and OT, who just lost to Oklahoma by 20.
Yeah. Which I thought Wake Forest would win that game, because I thought they were actually a solid team, but I'm kind of
they're not.
Yeah.
They're not.
I don't know if you've watched Villanova play yet, but this Bryce Lindsey kid who is Villanova's best player this year, averaging 18 points a game, can shoot. He's shooting 49% from 3.
Woo!
I watched him play.
Seen them.
I watched them play BYU, and he was lighting it up against them. That's the only game I watched of Villanova this year. He was coming off screens. It was literally like Steph Curry to me. Like I'm not even kidding. If the shots he was hitting were insane. Like he would catch the ball, come off the screen, cash. It was crazy. He's gonna have to have a huge game against Villanova. I mean, against Michigan to beat that team.
He's going to have to go off.
I don't see it happening. I just think Michigan is too good. But I do think that it'll be a close game because I think Villanova is probably the best defense Michigan has seen all year.
Well, according to Ken Palm, it's not, but
yeah. Well, that's true but I do not see them beating this team by even 20.
Villanova is ranked 55th in defense.
That's surprising.
That's behind Alabama.
That's surprising because Villanova is usually, I feel like, a defensive-minded team. Would you not say?
I feel like under Jay Wright.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe under Jay Wright.
They were like pretty much like just a solid team all around. I mean,
but they're holding their opponents to 66 points per game, which is the exact same as
that defensive
Michigan.
rating seems low. 55. I feel like they should be a little bit higher than that. I will say, like they have 0 impressive wins.
I was just fixing to say
you lost to BYU, you beat Queens, Sacred Heart, Duquesne only by 10, LaSalle by 15, Old Dominion by 14, Temple and Penn. I think Michigan wins this game, and I think they win pretty comfortably. Just the way that they've been playing, they've hit another gear. It's insane what they're doing.
Yeah,
but they're going to slip up. They're going to slip up against somebody.
Yeah,
you don't barely beat TCU and Wake Forest. I don't know.
I agree with you in thinking that they're going to win. I just think it'll be closer than all these other games. Like I don't see them winning by even 20 points. So
yeah,
I could be wrong about that, but we'll see.
Hey, listen to this though, man. Like after this, like Michigan's schedule is unbelievably manageable. Like you play Villanova, then you got Maryland, LaSalle, McNeese, USC, Penn State, Wisconsin, Washington, Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, Nebraska. Finally, Michigan State on the 30th of January.
Yeah.
I don't think they're losing any of those games until maybe they play at Michigan State on the 30th of January.
Yeah. They could slip up along the way if they put like against a solid
Ohio State.
Indiana or Ohio State, maybe even Nebraska, but I don't see it as well.
Yeah. I mean, this team could be number one, but we're gonna see. Okay, let's end real quickly on the AP poll reaction. We are going way long here, son.
Yeah, we are. We have been talking for a while.
AP poll reaction. Do you have it up, Dalton?
Yeah, I got it up right here.
Okay. Does anything stand out to you? Just looking at it, do you disagree with anything? You like it?
Yeah, I disagree. I think Michigan State dropping 2 spots after losing. I know they lost at home, but Michigan State losing down 2 spots and Gonzaga going up 3 that's like the craziest thing to me. I think Michigan State should have dropped 1 and Gonzaga should have only moved up 1 because that win against Kentucky is not like a great win. Kentucky is not good. We've already said that over and over again. So them moving all the way up from 11 to 8, and you drop BYU 1 spot who didn't play. Obviously didn't play anybody, but like you can't why are you dropping a team who didn't lose? So like I don't get some of the AP decisions. I like some of the moves. I think Arkansas deserves to be 17. They moved up 8 spots. That was the biggest jump.
That's wild.
I think they deserve it after barely losing to Duke and beating Louisville. The biggest drop was Tennessee at 7. I could have seen even more than that, honestly.
Way more.
I wouldn't have even been surprised to see them all the way down at 25 because losing at Syracuse, I don't care that it's at Syracuse. That's a bad loss.
Yeah.
I
mean, it looks pretty good to me. I mean, Arizona definitely, I think they're in their rightful place at 1. Michigan has to be 2. Duke has to be 3. I love to see Iowa State at 4.
Yep.
with that incredible win against Purdue that we've already talked about.
Yeah.
I think the
I'm glad.
top 5 is honestly, that's probably exactly how I would rank it.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see. I really am glad to see Purdue drop out of the top 5. Usually they don't.
I
Usually they
don't
don't
even think
finish.
they should be at 6.
No, I don't think they should be either.
That's too high.
But I'm glad to see that. That was something that I actually liked from them.
I mean, overall, it looks pretty good. I think the most shocking team to me is Vanderbilt at 15. Like, I'm not saying that's a bad ranking. I
Yeah,
think what I'm saying is I did not see them being this good. They're undefeated.
yeah,
They are a solid team.
they really are.
You've got they've got wins against St. Mary's and SMU in their last 2, which I mean, that's not like huge. Typically, St. Mary's is a pretty good team, but they whooped up on. They beat them by 25, and then they
Yeah,
beat SMU by 19, and I think SMU was undefeated up until that point. Um, so they haven't been super tested, but still to be at 15, I think is a shock.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what that AD is doing at Vanderbilt, but I mean, he's got their football program turned around. He's got their
Yeah,
basketball program back in shape because when they had Jerry Stackhouse, their team was horrible.
yeah, dude, he's
He,
completely
he was just
underperformed.
he was just a bad coach. And
Yeah,
sometimes NBA players don't, and old NBA players don't make good coaches. Sometimes they do.
yeah,
Uh, but he was just not good. Like he did not do good. And this guy, whoever, I can't remember his name, I don't know it off the top of my head, has been really, really impressive
yeah.
for Vanderbilt.
Vandy looks really good.
Yeah. And honestly, I like seeing Vanderbilt win as long as it's not against Alabama. I love seeing them win.
Hey, get this, man. They have a player named Chandler Bing.
Oh, yeah. To all my friends, friends, fanatics out there like myself.
Let me say this last thing. My surprising team that's in the rankings is Auburn. I don't think they should be ranked personally. I don't think you can have 2 losses of 25 plus points or 30 plus points pretty much and
Yeah.
still be ranked. Yes, I get you have a win over St. John's. Um, but other than that, I mean, Oregon and NC State are nice wins as well, but you got absolutely destroyed by Michigan and Arizona.
Yeah.
And you lost to Houston as well. Went to overtime with Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah.
I just don't see how, I don't think they should be ranked personally. Sorry, Bronson, but them or Tennessee, to be honest.
Yeah. I was honestly,
I hate
I
to
was,
say it 'cause it's 2 SEC teams, but
yeah, I was surprised to see UCLA back in the rankings over some other
yeah,
teams.
yeah.
Um, but maybe I don't know what the AP really focuses on a lot. Uh, I agree with you on both of those. I think the only thing that keeps, like, if Auburn would have lost to St. John's, let's just say they did, I think they would not be ranked.
They wouldn't be ranked. No way.
That's
Absolutely
the,
not.
I think that's the only thing that's keeping them in right now.
Yeah.
But like I said, I firmly believe that they'll drop out of the top 25 and they won't come back in it for the rest of the season. Like when they drop out, they probably won't come back in for the
I
rest of
I
the
don't know
season.
about that. I don't know about that.
That's my opinion. Maybe that's my hottest take of the year. But
Overall, though, I like the top 5. That would be my top 5 exactly. If
yeah,
I had to rank them that way, that would be my top 5. And
yep.
I am really, really excited about Iowa State. That's a good team, man. So, we'll see
Yeah,
how it goes. Hey, another good episode, man.
yep. Sorry we went so long, guys. I keep on forgetting to say it. Please subscribe. We need to start saying it at the beginning of the videos. Please subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We are on our way to 100 subscribers. We have 42 now.
There we go.
So,
Somebody did leave us a
uh,
chat, and I wasn't noticing this. Who y'all got in Kentucky versus Indiana? Um,
uh,
and I'm gonna go Kentucky in that one. We did kind of touch on it.
yeah,
But
we talked about it a little bit. I'm gonna take Indiana just because I'm not picking Kentucky until they prove me wrong. So
yeah, go the Josh Pate style.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Be on the lookout for some clips coming out here in the next day or two. So
Yep. All
hope
right.
you have a good night. God bless.
Yep. Roll Tide, everybody. See you later. God bless.